Your degree and decade of experience are liabilities in this fast-moving market. If your inbox is a graveyard of application received ghosts, it is not because you are not qualified, it is because you are hunting for a future that is already dead. You are being systematically filtered out by systems that do not care about your past, only your ability to manipulate the machines of 2026. The highest paying remote AI jobs, the ones starting at a base of $156,400, are invisible to the platforms you are using. But you cannot fight a war you do not understand. Right now, I am going to show you the 4 specific plays that top tier engineers are using to land remote first roles that pay Silicon Valley rates without requiring a Silicon Valley zip code. First, you will see how to stop being invisible by using the anti-LinkedIn toolset. Then, we will move into the niche platforms that are quietly replacing the traditional interview loop. And finally, I am giving you the exact value-based negotiation script that ensures you do not get location adjusted out of $40,000 just because you moved to a lower cost area. Stick around until the end because I am revealing the 48-hour rule that 70% of successful hires use to bypass the competition entirely. If you keep using the same filters as the crowd, you will keep getting the same rejections. Let us start with a reality check that most people are missing. According to the 2025 Upwork Skills Report, 42% of all generative AI job postings are now listed as remote or hybrid flexible. Compare that to just 28% for general software engineering. The demand for GenAI talent is growing at a massive 42% compound annual rate. But most candidates are still stuck in application pending limbo. Why? Because you are fishing in an ocean where everyone else has the same net. If you want to land a role at the global average of $156,400 or push into the top tier remote roles that Glassdoor projects are now exceeding $210,000, you have to stop using generic filters. The first tool you need to master tonight is Himalayas. Most people use job boards to search for keywords. I want you to use Himalayas to search for time zone overlap. In the Gen AI space, companies are not looking for a body in a chair. They are looking for high bandwidth collaboration on complex LLM architectures. By filtering for roles that specifically want your time zone or offer work from anywhere flexibility, you immediately stop wasting time on roles that were never going to hire you based on your geography. It is the fastest way to find a remote AI job that actually wants to hire in your region tonight. Before we dive into the next tool, if you are finding this breakdown helpful, hit the like button and comment below with the word remote so I know to keep making content on these hidden job markets. Finding the right board is useless if you are being hunted by a parasite you cannot see. And that is the ghost job epidemic. If you have ever spent an entire Sunday tailoring your resume for a senior LLM engineer role, only to receive a generic rejection email 3 minutes later, or worse, total silence, you have likely been a victim of a ghost job. According to reports from Forbes and the Wall Street Journal, between 30 and 40% of remote AI listings on major platforms like LinkedIn are not actually active roles. Nearly half of your life's effort is being poured into a black hole. Companies post these for 3 main reasons. First, they want to keep a steady talent pipeline for the future. Second, they want to signal to investors that they are growing despite internal freezes. Third, they are simply resume harvesting to see what the market looks like. To you, it is a career opportunity. To them, it is just free market research. It is an exhausting, one-sided relationship that leads to the exact decision anxiety and burnout that stops great engineers from ever reaching the finish line. The LinkedIn algorithm actually encourages this behavior. Because the platform prioritizes engagement, companies that post jobs frequently get more brand visibility, regardless of whether they actually hire anyone. This creates a feedback loop where the most visible jobs are often the least likely to result in a paycheck. You are not failing the interview, you are applying to a hallucination. This is the common enemy that keeps the average job search dragging on for 6 months. Since the algorithm is rigged against you, you have to change the game entirely. To beat this, you have to stop looking for job titles and start looking for intent signals. This is where a tool like Remote 100K becomes your best friend. Remote 100K is not just another job board, it is a filter for high signal roles. By aggressively focusing only on positions that pay $100,000 or more, you effectively nuke the low quality ghost noise. Companies rarely spend the time and money to post high salary, high transparency roles on niche boards just to harvest resumes. High salary transparency is the ultimate truth signal in 2026. When a company is willing to put a $180,000 base salary in the headline, they are not testing the waters. They are trying to solve an expensive problem, and they need to solve it now. Using niche platforms allows you to shift from applying more to applying smarter. You are no longer a name in a pile of 5,000 LinkedIn applicants. You are a specialist operating in a high trust environment. If the biggest boards are compromised, how are elite companies like Midjourney finding their talent? The answer is simple. They have stopped looking at resumes entirely. The human recruiter is dead. In their place is a machine that decides your net worth in 15 minutes. Top tier AI labs are now moving toward a vetted first model. They do not have time to sort through 10,000 PDF resumes to find one LLM engineer. Instead, they use platforms like Mercor. Mercor is an AI driven talent marketplace that flipped the entire hiring script. Instead of applying to a job and waiting weeks for a human to call you, you interview with an AI first. Think about the traditional loop: apply, wait 2 weeks, get a recruiter call, wait a week, do a technical screen, wait again. It is soul crushing. Mercor uses an automated AI interviewer to vet your technical skills and your communication style before a human ever sees your name. It sounds dystopian to some, but for the high performer, it is a massive shortcut. To help you master the specific skills that trigger these $200,000 offers, I have put together a remote GenAI vault with direct links to the hidden boards we are discussing and the instant alert keywords you need to set up tonight. You can grab that at the link in the description. It will save you dozens of hours of manual searching. Now, look at the results of this AI vetted approach. When Midjourney needed to scale their remote engineering team, they did not go to a traditional headhunter. They used Mercor's pool of pre vetted talent. According to TechCrunch, this reduced their time to hire by a staggering 70%. For you, that means instead of a 3 month hiring cycle, you could be signing an offer letter in 10 days. The payoff here is incredible. Candidates who score high in the AI interview, what the platform calls a Mercor score, often bypass the traditional 5 stage interview loop entirely. You move straight to the final round because your proof of work is already verified by the system. It is like having a digital credential that says, I am in the top 5% of global talent, and I can prove it right now. But getting the interview is only half the battle. These systems are highly competitive. If you fail the AI interview, there is often a long cool down period before you can reapply. You have to treat that 15-minute AI interaction with the same intensity as a final round on site at Google. You are not just talking to a machine, you are talking to the gatekeeper of a $150,000 career. Once you are in that vetted circle, the market shifts. You are not chasing the $200,000 roles anymore. The roles are chasing you. But to hit that high income ceiling, you need more than just general coding ability. You need the two specific skill triggers that companies are overpaying for right now. These are the skills that turn a standard remote developer into a high value specialist. If you do not have them on your profile, you are essentially leaving $40,000 to $50,000 on the table. The first thing we have to address is a hard truth. Prompt engineering is dead as a high paying career path. In 2024, it was a novelty. In 2026, it is the new knowing how to Google. If you want the $150,000 plus base salary, you have to move beyond the prompt and into the architecture. Not all remote AI jobs are created equal. The new full stack in the remote AI world is built on two pillars: RAG and Agentic Workflows. RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation, is currently the most in demand technical implementation in the enterprise world. Companies do not want an AI that knows everything about the world but nothing about their specific business. They want an AI that can look at their private data, their legal contracts, and their customer history to provide accurate, hallucination free answers. According to LinkedIn Talent Solutions data, roles that specifically require RAG expertise command a 22% salary premium over standard full stack roles. To master RAG, you need to move beyond simple API calls. You need to understand vector databases like Pinecone or VV8 and orchestration frameworks like LangChain or Llama Index. You need to know how to handle chunking strategies and semantic search optimization. This is the difference between building a toy and building an enterprise grade tool. If RAG is the foundation, agentic workflows are the penthouse. This is where the real money is moving. While a standard AI takes a prompt and gives an answer, an agent takes a goal and executes a series of steps to achieve it. It can browse the web, write code, check a database, and send an email, all without human intervention. Think of it this way: RAG is like giving the AI a library to read from. An agentic workflow is like giving the AI the keys to the office and telling it to go to work. This is the high income threshold. Once you can demonstrate that you can build a RAG pipeline or an autonomous agent, you stop being a commodity. You become a specialist in a market that has a $1.3 trillion tailwind behind it. This is not just theory. Let us look at a real world example: Navixus. They are a remote first AI transformation firm that aggressively hired remote AI product managers and LLM engineers to build these exact types of custom enterprise agents. They did not post these roles on LinkedIn to get lost in the noise. Instead, they targeted high signal talent on platforms like Himalayas and Wellfound. Navixus was looking for people who understood how to move an AI from a chatbot to a worker. Because they were looking for such a specific, high value skill set, they were not looking to save money on remote labor. They were paying Silicon Valley rates for global talent. We are talking about 15 plus roles filled within a 6-month window, with salaries ranging from $160,000 to $240,000. If you are hunting for these specific roles, you need to pivot your attention to Wellfound, formerly known as AngelList. Wellfound is the primary habitat for the AI first startup. Unlike LinkedIn, where salary is often a negotiable mystery, Wellfound shows you the salary ranges and equity stakes upfront. They even have a top 5% AI talent badge for high signal candidates. When you see a posting there for an agentic AI engineer, you will notice that 18% of these niche postings now offer a base salary of $200,000 or more, excluding equity. They are not paying for your years of experience in Java or Python. They are paying for your ability to solve the autonomy problem using LLMs. The danger is this: you can have the skills, you can have the agentic keywords on your profile, and you can be on the right boards, and you can still fail. You can still spend months shouting into the void without a single interview. Just ask Alex. Alex was a brilliant engineer. On paper, he was exactly what these companies claim to be looking for: 10 years of experience, a solid background in Python, and a genuine passion for machine learning. But Alex was burning out. He had spent 6 months fishing in an ocean filled with millions of other nets. He sent out over 200 applications on LinkedIn and Indeed, and the result was a deafening silence. He was doing everything the old way. He was polishing his PDF resume, writing cover letters that no one read, and waiting for the algorithm to choose him. But in the 2026 GenAI market, a decade of legacy experience does not carry the weight it used to. Companies are not hiring for what you did in 2018. They are hiring for what you can build with an LLM this morning. Alex's mistake was thinking his resume was his product. It was not. In a world of ghost jobs and AI vetted filters, your resume is just a ticket to get into the stadium. To get on the field, you need proof of execution. The pivot happened when Alex stopped sending PDFs and started sending Loom demos. He realized that for a $150,000 plus role, a GitHub link is no longer enough. Recruiters and hiring managers at high growth AI startups are moving too fast to clone your repo and run your code. They want to see the magic happen in 60 seconds. Alex built a functional RAG application, a tool that could ingest a company's entire technical documentation and answer complex architectural questions. And he recorded himself using it. He did not just talk about agentic workflows on his resume. He showed an agent actually navigating a browser to solve a task. He put the link to that Loom video at the very top of his application, right next to his name. If this shift from applying more to applying smarter is clicking for you, hit that subscribe button. We are deep diving into the frameworks that actually move the needle in the 2026 AI job market here at the channel, and I do not want you to miss the next update. I want you to try the 48-hour rule for just 3 days. Come back to this video on Friday and comment done if you landed at least one response. The Loom demo was only half of Alex's pivot. The other half was timing. He started obsessive level tracking of the 48-hour rule. Data from niche platforms like Wellfound and Remote OK shows a staggering trend. 70% of hires are made from candidates who apply within the first 48 hours of a job being posted. After 48 hours, a job posting is not an opportunity. It is a digital landfill. By the time a job has been live for a week, the signal to noise ratio has usually collapsed, and the hiring manager has already identified their top 3 candidates. Alex set instant alerts for the keyword LLM Ops and Agentic AI on Himalayas. The moment a role appeared that matched his criteria, he did not spend 3 hours tailoring a cover letter. He dropped his pre-recorded Loom demo, his Mercor profile, and a 3-sentence intro. By applying within that 48-hour window with a functional demo, Alex went from a 0% response rate to 3 interviews in a single week. He stopped being a needle in a haystack and became the only person in the room showing the solution before the interview even started. In GenAI, a functional demo beats a decade of legacy experience every single time. It proves you can handle the agentic premium we discussed earlier. Alex finally got the offer he wanted, but he had to protect it from the one thing that kills remote wealth. A fully remote role for a Silicon Valley startup with a base salary that made his jaw drop. The underlying reality is this: AI first startups are increasingly ignoring location to win the best talent. They are not looking for a local engineer, they are looking for a global expert. To keep that Silicon Valley salary while living anywhere in the world, you have to pivot the conversation from cost of living to value based pricing. Most remote companies, even the big ones like Google and Meta, have implemented geographic pay de indexing. They want to pay you based on where your desk is, not the value of the code you are writing. If you live in a low cost area, they are trying to steal $40,000 from your pocket every single year. When a recruiter asks for your location based salary expectations, do not give them your current zip code. Instead, use this exact script. I benchmark my compensation against the global market for generative AI expertise, which for this role is currently a base of $165,000. By framing it this way, you are telling them that your skills are not tied to your rent. You are a specialist in a market that Bloomberg Intelligence projects will reach $1.3 trillion by 2032. You are part of the engine driving that growth, and your price is set by the global demand for RAG and agentic workflows, not by the price of coffee in your hometown. This shift in mindset from being a remote worker to being a global AI specialist is what separates the people struggling with ghost jobs from the ones landing $200,000 offers in the remote AI jobs market. If you do not act tonight, you are letting another 6-figure opportunity slip away. Your first move: go to Wellfound and Himalayas. Set instant alerts for the keywords LLM Ops and Agentic AI. These are the high signal roles that command that 22% salary premium we talked about earlier. The second phase: record your 60-second Loom. Stop telling people you can build AI agents and start showing them. Run your code, show the output, and explain the architecture. This one video will do more for your career than 100 resume updates. Finally, apply to 3 niche roles on Remote 100K or Mercor. Remember the 48-hour rule. You want to be at the top of the pile when the hiring manager logs in tomorrow morning. The machines are already hiring. Are you going to let them ignore you, or are you going to give them a reason to pay you what you are worth? Go!